people of influence, power, or wealth that really have empathy within their hearts to want to make a difference and help break negative generational cycles in society and families, and really want to make a difference and see how we can get together as a nation, as people, as citizens, as human beings to be a voice, because we have the right to amend laws. And people we mess up because we don't read. We need to read. They're violating our First and 14th Amendments as Puerto Ricans, the ones that live there, not by color, because we're white, we're red, we're purple, we're everything out there.
Facts.
We have to love each other out there, and that's something that they told us to hate each other out there, and that's why we don't. The island is not that big. That's not that many. We could get together real quick. It's like a party. We could get together to party and drink. We can't get together to fight for it, right? And I understand we've had people in the past that they tortured to death in jail right there in El San Juan with electricity, you know, and that what he was set as an example for us to shut the fuck up. So it was like, you're gonna scream, let's just party and enjoy ourselves, we'd be alive. Well, you know, we're still alive. Anyway, and then the third thing would be, what was it? Yeah, it was just like flipped. Self-love, the political aspect, and so basically share my experiences and share my story. So other young ladies can feel like they have someone that they can connect to, that empathizes with them, and can kind of guide them with my wisdom, so they could prevent. Because if they don't have a positive woman that is talking life into them and really trying to care about breaking generational and making a revolutionary change, then I want to be that one. I don't have daughters, so let every other woman be my daughter. Let me have spiritual daughters. Let me pour that I wanted to pour out into a little girl because I had an abortion. That could have been my daughter. So because I did that, maybe I was punished, or maybe not. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise, but you know, just never know.
I got some questions real quick. Talk to me about education. Your education.
Repeat yourself? Sorry.
Talk to me about your education.
Oh, my education?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's a great question. So, I had a very eccentric upbringing, you know, spiritually, legally.
What's your favorite subject in school? What was your favorite subject in school?
You know, at first when I was younger, I really enjoyed social studies. I enjoyed learning about China in specific. And then when I was in college, I learned about how these young girls all throughout generations were just killed and forced abortions, and that infuriated me. So I always wanted to visit China one day and intervene, but that's, you know, probably when I'm a really older woman, but because I have so many other responsibilities and things that I want to help in the community, which drives me nuts. And I have my own children, and you have to focus on your family first, which is so important, because then you can't be an example to other people.
Right.
Because you have to lead by example, not by
word of mouth.
That's your credibility, because my grandfather always told me, you know, your word is everything. That's how people respect you. So mean what you say and say what you mean. And be careful. Because then people hold you to what you say, and then they're going to be like, he ain't no real. I really want to say he ain't no real nigga, but he's not a real person. You know, not really credible and trustworthy. So that would be the third point. And then, you know, yeah, I thought about this much.
We live and direct, man. This is Smoke Session Radio, DJ Smoke Black. You know what I'm saying? I'm chopping it up with the Gym Foundation. You know what I'm saying? Pause, part. We ain't gonna put that out there too much. We ain't gonna put it out there too much. Check, audio check, 1, 2. You know what I'm saying? We just putting some things together as far as we about to come out with her own podcast, her own platform. She's gonna be covering a lot of different topics, especially for females. You know what I'm saying? Men as well, because I'm sure you know men. But we're going to come out the gate. We're going to be promoting fashion. We're going to be talking about real life shit.
Hi, y'all.
You know what I'm saying? What college you went to? What college you went to?
I can't hear you.
What college you went to? What college?
Well, when I was little, I grew up in Catholic school. And then I went to high school in Yonkers. And then I started out in Westchester Community College. And because I got pregnant, I decided to take a break. My professor actually was kind of sad. She said, "You have so much potential." She's like, "I really hope you go back to college." And then I'm like, damn, I felt so salty when she said that. Because I felt it. And then I ended up going back, and I started in a private college in Puerto Rico. I didn't really know any Spanish at all. And I was like, well, I gotta face this somehow, because I refuse to live in poverty and be a statistic as a single mom. So I made my bed, and I'm gonna try to fix it. And I didn't know anything in Spanish. You know, people assume because you're Puerto Rican that you automatically have knowledge of proper Spanish. Standard Spanish, I would say.
They treat you funny for that? You get treated a little different if you don't know Spanish like that? Being Puerto Rican?
It depends. Because it depends with who you're speaking with, where you're speaking Spanish. Here you speak Spanish depending. One time in Elmsford, they're in America and they're speaking Spanish. Or if I go to Puerto Rico and I might say something off, they're like, "Oh, you're gringa, you're Puerto Rican." Or if I'm talking to Dominicans or Cubans, etc., they're like, "You're not speaking that right." But then I went to the University of Puerto Rico and Mercy College, and then I finally decided that the school worthy enough for me to graduate from was Lehman College.
Lehman College in the building.
My degree is a Bachelor of Arts in Speech Pathology, and check this out, audiology.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
What is that? That's the study of hearing. Hearing science.
The study of.
I'm a big physics nerd. Like frequency, hertz, all that vibration. I actually know how to calculate all that type of stuff.
What?
Reverberation. What? I love that. Yeah. Learning how to add material throughout the exactly how much reverberation you do not want to have. So, and you want the proper resonance. So, for instance, Sony hires certain physics majors or etc. to calculate, so that way they know how to cost up their material.
Apple does that too.
Absolutely. Most of these companies and hotels and, between the fabrics and the foam, chairs.
Broadcasting live from New York City.
I'm thinking about my master's.
Silent Captivity, Smoke Session Radio with DJ.
I just feel like right now during
Smoke Black.
The crisis that we're facing as a human race, our economy is under pressure, and it's vital that we're super careful how we spend our money. So even though having a degree doesn't necessarily make you more money, but it does give you knowledge and credibility in the society against our enemies. So we need to become smarter, because working hard is also important, hustling harder, but you gotta work smart, because you can't hustle hard all the time. We also need to rest and to have balance. So hustle hard, don't be lazy, push yourself, but also work smart. So I think that's very important.
Damn, I was about to ask you something. I just forgot. Wait. Who do you consider our enemy? Who is our enemy? Who exactly are you talking about as the enemy?
I feel like that's a handful of individuals. The enemy could be anything. The enemy could also be within yourself. You could stop yourself. You could be your own enemy. It's a spirit.
Okay, break it down. Shit.
It's a spirit. It's DNA. It's that feeling you get in your gut when your peace is robbed at that moment. When your joy is taken away. When you start being double-minded and things, and now you're just confused and feeling oppressed.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know we live on Smoke Session Radio. We chopping it up. Jim Foundation, early in the morning show type shit. We giving you some educational, you know what I'm saying? We just talking facts. You know what I'm saying? Big vibes. You know the situation. So I believe there's three types of people. You got the person who works, you know, to get a job, corporate America, they work, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Then you have people that are like subcontractors, you know what I'm saying, they work for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Then you have entrepreneurs. What do you consider yourself?
May you repeat that? I'm sorry. It's a signal. Give me a moment.
It's like you got three different types of people.
Oh, you said that there's three types of people. Go ahead, continue.
Right, three types of people. You got the person who goes and, you know, he goes to school. He or she goes to school. You know what I'm saying? They go to college and they get a job. They're working in corporate America. They're making $80,000.
Okay, I did that already. Keep going.
Boom. Then you have the second person is like a subcontractor. You know what I'm saying? They drive and they do deliveries and they make good money. They subcontractors. They kind of work for.
Okay, I did that too. Keep going.
Then you have the person who's an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Who's in
I'm that too.
all three.
I've been experienced. I'm not all three at the moment, but I've experienced all three. I'm an entrepreneur at this moment.
At this moment, so you consider yourself an entrepreneur. That's good. That's good because the entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying, we venturing off into, you know, digital marketing, making money off of digital, you know what I'm saying, digital currency. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right now.
Necessarily agree that it's the only way.
I mean like now, as far as everything is virtual, you got people working from home, and it's like, as an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying, you selling your product, you know what I'm saying, you're doing business online, you know what I'm saying, hopefully you're doing business out of the country, you know what I'm saying. Now, it's good that you say you experience all three of those, and at this present time, you consider yourself an entrepreneur. See, that's what the game is about. I ain't gonna hold you. That's what it's about. Building yourself up, going through all of these different stages, and becoming an entrepreneur, going into business for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Investing in yourself, investing in your brand, your business. What kind of product you got? What you got? What you gonna bring out? What you gonna bring out in the near future? If you can talk about it.
Not yet. Not yet.
What?
But soon.
It's
soon.
a money maker.
Soon you're gonna soon what was planted in me and that has been kicked and pushed dirt on and cut and you know, maybe have died and grown back again. It's flourishing. So when it's time, I'm gonna birth it.
I want you to announce it on my radio show too. You can announce it on your own radio show as well, of course. But I want you to announce it on the radio show. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. We got about 15 minutes in. 15 minutes in already. 15 minutes. Check 1, check 2. I usually have my headphones, but I'm smoking weed. Yeah, like this, I'm telling you, this is the move right here. We're gonna listen to the show later on. You're gonna be like, yo, I like that. I like this. When you gonna be ready for that photo shoot? / video shoot / podcast introduction. Because we already got the picture. We already got some pictures. The picture off your Instagram.
So those pictures were taken in the hometown that my family's from.
Dope.
And
the photographer is dope.
Beautiful.
The photographer is dope. He's dope.
Yes. Solano. He's amazing. The story we had that day, the car broke down. His car broke down. And then the makeup artist canceled on me. I was like, oh no, everything. I said, no. We're going to make this work. Hold it. I said, where are you? I'm going to go pick you up. Boom. I was like, he was an hour away. Shoo. Picked him up. He was looking at me like, this little girl is moving so fast. He's, because in the islands and down south, everybody moves so slow. And he's like, yo, I'm doing my makeup while driving. I know I'm not supposed to. Don't listen to me. That's so great about it. But the time was short. The time was cutting because we were beating the sun. We had to beat the sun. So we were still like another hour away, and I'm here trying to catch the sun, and it was already a paid shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I had to rent the dress, plus the flying dresses of Puerto Rico, Miss Universes and all. They
Hold up, break that down again. Start all over.
Sorry. So the dress that I had on is from Flying Dresses of Puerto Rico. Shout out to her. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. First of all, she became a friend of mine. She's a beautiful person in and out, and her strength also was planted in me. She's amazing. I can't wait to see her again. And if you go to my Instagram, I actually have her tagged and the photographer. As well as the color, purple is the color of domestic violence. And I dedicated these photos to one of my friends, Samantha Morales, her sister. She died. She was pushed off of a building in Co-op City. And my friend lost her mom and her sister, and man, domestic violence sucks. So, if you hear me, Samantha, this is for Nikita. That her life didn't go in vain. But so the pictures were taken on a beach in my hometown, and those pictures were really hard to take because the ocean was pushing me and the rocks are sharp. And I had no one to hold the dresses, so every time we would go to a spot, he was like, man, you have no one to hold the dress? I was like, no, because the idea is someone has to go run, pick up the dress, and then run away from the picture. So he catches the dress flying.
Right.
And And every scene, we had to find some random person to come. But he was so nice, the photographer, he actually offered them free pictures and to bless them. Amazing. Humble man.
What's his name again? What's his name again?
Oh, I forgot. I have to actually. I have to reach out for another shoot. But give me one moment.
You got to post it on your Instagram. You got to post it on your Instagram, right?
It is in Instagram. I just want to say it properly because
That's dope. That's how it be, though. I ain't
it's only
gonna
fair. So, Fotógrafo Solano. It's in Spanish. Fotógrafo Solano. And the dress was from Puerto Rico dresses. Super simple, right? Okay. Este me tiene que ser la vida complicada. Makes my life complicated right there. So Spanish was my first language, by the way.
Latin is the first language.
Yeah. Well, I didn't learn English until I went to the pre-K.
So tell me, are you excited? I mean, you're about to be a podcaster. I'm about to push you in that direction because you can do so much from that avenue. You can do a lot. You can be an advocate to so many different platforms.
Yeah, well, somebody needs to advocate for Puerto Rico definitely because our people are falling through the cracks. Our women, it's becoming a massacre, and the police are not reporting them properly. And then because the police do not report these incidences and according, they don't conduct the right protocol, and then we can't collect the proper statistics to go to the higher ups for funding. So we can't justify the funding. So now there's all this extra money that people pocket, of course, because the people don't get together either, because it's, so us scholars actually busted us. We need to find a way to have balance and find time for people to get together and really try to resolve this issue before our people die. Because when I took linguistics, but I also took it was basically language theory, right? I have to study old languages, revitalize languages, upcoming languages, etc., right? So mine was Hebrew, revitalize Hebrew. It was I'm gonna just be quiet.
That's what I am. That's what I am. I'm a Hebrew. That's what I am. I'm Hebrew.
Well, I studied a revitalized Hebrew, right? So what does that mean? Revitalized. Something that was basically made up.
Made up?
Correct. You heard me correct. That was like changed and like evolutionized. You heard?
I feel you.
So it
like the Bible. The Bible was
very
rewritten.
interesting.
The Bible was rewritten. It was revitalized.
Right.
They took certain words out and put different words in. Yeah.
Well, it started with the alphabet. Let's go there. So the original Hebrew characters were turned into Hebrew symbols with those squiggly accent fonts, lines, and whatnot. There's an actual name for that, so forgive me if I'm not trying to offend anybody in their culture. It's just like the little accent marks I have in Spanish, so basically that. So basically, there was this language. Hold on.
Oh, you got that business face on now. You like.
Is it?
say you got that business face on. That business face.
So Elijah ben Yehuda, he basically grabbed the book and started teaching his son a language and these symbols, and incorporated and twisted original Hebrew, and then started teaching other people in the community, and that's how modern Hebrew came into existence. So that was one thing. Toward the end of the 19th century and into the 20th century, in which the language's usage changed from the sacred language of Judaism to a spoken and written language used for daily life in Israel. Understood? That's deep, right? People don't know that.
Yeah, because people don't know
so
the difference.
Not only that, they also have another one for foreigners that, I wouldn't say I forgot the other type of modern Hebrew. So I believe it's like a mixture of some other culture, like a Creole of their soul.
Me.
Let me see if I can find that.
Hey, yo, it's Ken Stars. You hear me, baby? Listening to my boy, the DJ Smoke Black.
Too. So,
Broadcasting live from New York City. Silent Captivity, Smoke Session Radio with DJ.
So we had the
Smoke Black,
pass them on Spanish because the Spaniards ruled. Understood. And then the people from the mountains that had only up to maybe 5th grade education, 3rd grade education, and they spoke broken Spanish. But they understood each other as a community. Right. And it was more of a sound, longer sounds, shorter sounds, to get to the point. And also, everybody lived in the mountains. Sorry, you had to extend your voice. That's why Puerto Ricans talk loud. Our grandparents talk to us loud. Right. We're not in the mountains, we got an indoor voice. So, it's a beautiful thing. But what's going to happen is because they don't put it in the policy, throughout studies, a culture dies. So, for instance, in like Hawaii, they have their languages established. That's why their culture still stands. Or in other places, So they have options to have also English. in other countries, a dual language
Mm-hmm.
in their government. And we don't have that established. We don't even really have, we have English and Spanish. But that's incorrect. It should be Puerto Rican, because if you're German, you speak German. You know, or for instance, or so what would we be speaking? Nothing has been established. So in the school system, teachers are not really teaching these children proper English. The parents don't know English to help them with their homework. And then they're not even speaking proper, quote unquote, proper Spanish. What are they learning? Because that's not the Spanish that's being spoken in the community, that's same that's being taught in the textbook. So it's a real, like, crazy culture shock in their brain, these children. That's why the public schools in Puerto Rico are horrible. Horrible.
I think the school system, period, is whack.
Well, absolutely.
If it was up to me, I would homeschool my kids.
Well, I totally agree, and that's what I would. That's the safest thing to do. Because right now in our society, there's so many influences, and I refuse to have 1,000 influences to all of my hard work. It's like a plant. It's like you can't plant that next to any other plant. You know, sometimes when you plant something, you gotta keep a couple of spaces in between, or you can't plant it next to it because one plant might want to dominate the other and kill it, or one bug might come next to it that can kill the other plant. So, or one might need sun, and the other one might not need as much sun, and the other one might need a lot of water and need to be next to the stream. So.
That's what I want to do. I want to go to Puerto Rico, and I just want to drink the water straight from the creek. You know what I mean? Get a cup and just drink it straight from the creek.
Yeah, I just wish that I can get a rally together in front of the Capitol and really tell them that they're violating our rights, that they need to amend the law of this tax break for all the wealth because our people are suffering. And the according to the civil law, if a law affects the people, it is supposed to be amended, and it's not being done. Therefore, like I had said before, our First and 14th Amendments are being violated. We're being treated like freaking slaves. It's disgusting, and people are just tired through generations, and they're really gentrifying Puerto Rico. It's a spiritual massacre.
Mm.
And if we don't speak up within the next year or two, say bye-bye to Puerto Ricans.
Seen it happen in other countries.
And you know what? I want to put something out there, by the way. You know how sometimes they say, oh, Puerto Ricans are so prideful of their country and stuff like that, they're with the flag. Let me tell you something. I'm going to give you the reason about the flag, okay? Do you hear me?
Yep. Go ahead. I hear you.
You can hear me?
Yep, I hear you. It's a go.
So, in 1948, can you hear me?
Yep.
In June 10th, 1948, they passed a law that made it illegal for anyone to have the flag of Puerto Rico in Puerto Rico. That is why we raise our mother flag so high. Do you hear me?
You took the cursing out?
We could have gotten killed.
You took the
We
cursing?
could have gotten killed to have our flag.
You took the cursing
in
out?
our own island. So we raise our flag so high because we fought for that.
Say something.
yes.
You're gonna have the FBI.
Yes.
You're gonna have the FBI listening to your podcast.
Oh no, that's not good. But yeah, but we're not proud or prideful in a bad way. We're just proud because our ancestors went through so much, understood, and we're just grateful in those holidays and those little moments and traditions that were passed down to us, and the food and the dancing and the stories and my favorite part is the bendición. You ever heard of that?
Bendición. What is that?
Excuse me?
What is that? What's bendición?
It's called the bendición. So when you see like someone older in your family, your grandparents, etc., or your parents, or uncle, aunt, etc., godparents, you get what I'm saying? You say la bendición. It's basically saying the blessing. So at that moment, they say bendición back, and it's like you're blessed. And you know, it's crazy because I read the Bible, and there's a verse in the Old Testament that states that when the older and the elder bless you in your family, that God listens to it. You know, of the Most High Father. You know, so yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're getting deep on them. You're getting deep on them, real deep on them. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you right now, that's 36 minutes in. Smoke Session Radio, a lot of jewels. You know what I'm saying? Big vibes. You know what I'm saying?
High frequency. Woo!
High frequency, word. Let them know who they on the air with. This is the morning show, man. Smoke Session Radio. Let them know who they on the air with real quick.
My name is Jem, the Jem Foundation, and I'm a motivational speaker as well.
As an advocate. Huh?
As an advocate, a domestic violence advocate. And I just want you to know I'm here to embrace being an example of what self-love is, and bringing informative information of the political aspect of domestic violence in Puerto Rico, especially because I consider myself an Afro-Puerto Rican, and I'm so proud of my culture because of the sacrifice of the history and what the people went through to just be united. And you know, my last point would be to just share my experiences and my wisdom and pass it on to young ladies especially, and also I have advice for gentlemen because I am raising 3 handsome kings, one that just graduated from high school, so proud of with honors, and my youngest from 6th grade, and he also had honors, and my other son. So I'm so proud, and I can't wait to just spread and share all this love I have inside, because you know, you just have to find it. When you can love yourself, you also feel love when you give it to others. It's like this weird feeling. I can't explain it. It's like this high I get. I just want to love on people because it wasn't done to me, and I know that one kind word could just change something for someone or an ear.
That's true.
Because I know what it is to not have anyone to talk to or trust. And it can be really hard in this world. And sometimes you can save one life. So I hope people take that into consideration. You know, I we all do. You know, I have moments myself where I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have said that. Like, I really don't want to go back there and say sorry. Like, that's not cool. But sometimes I'm like, damn, you know, if I want that blessing, I have to be like, I'm really sorry. And then walk away real quick. But, you know, it's all about flourishing. I want to just flourish into the gem that the Most High, for me, that's what I believe in. Whatever helps you flourish and grow in love, like I had said in the beginning, that's my desire, is just to love on you. Because love is all around us, and it's a powerful energy. And energy cannot be created nor destroyed. That's something I learned in physics. Right? So, I just want to be, you know, the salt in the earth. And you know, you have to be a leader by example. So that's something else I try to aspire to be, you know, an example. Not to give up.
You doing your thing. You doing your thing. I tell you that. We're gonna look at the statistics on this show. I'm gonna let you see, you know what I'm saying, everybody who's tuned in all around the world. So you know what I'm saying, you're gonna really be proud, like, yo, that's dope. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, for everyone that's listening, I just hope that I really hope that when you go to sleep at night, and if you had a really bad day, that you reflect on a way to just the next day or that night to love, one little thing to love on yourself. You know why? Because you really deserve it. And some of us don't understand that. It could just, we're really tired. We're like, you know what? Instead of doing something that can benefit me, just like sometimes we neglect that and wake up the next day and, you know, I hate it when people would tell me, there's just a light at the end of the tunnel. I would hear that a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if someone tells me that one more time, I'm going to scream. But it does get a little better. It's like I said, it's the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. Like you plant a seed, there's a process. And the hardest part, for me, what makes someone courageous and I admire is when they learn how to enjoy the process, even during the hard times,
right.
Which is something I'm still learning to do. And I want to share my journey with you, you know, and hopefully through comments and likes, and I get to know you guys, and I can become a little bit more personal and help in a more face-to-face and close interaction. And you know, my life dream would be to establish a shelter in Puerto Rico because we only have 3, okay? And these women that, because of laws that the clauses of jurisdiction, do you hear that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jurisdiction. The freaking justification of jurisdiction has numerous massive massacre of women dying in Puerto Rico because they're not allowed in domestic violence shelters in the States, and there's only 3 in Puerto Rico. Are you kidding me? I want to scream. So, you know, I don't know what way. I'm trying to figure it out. You know, my next step is to go to the government and see what funding they have to see then what's needed to be raised. Because also this is the tax break on other people that have that are wealthy. So it's like you're helping the community as well, you know? You get a tax break. How amazing is that? And you can personally see, but these locations have to be private and confidential. Honestly, a lot of people complain about New York City, but they have an amazing domestic violence system, even though in a macro way, in a macro manner, in terms of that, in a micro manner, in a smaller setting like police stations and how they take the reports and little incidents like that, I can't agree on that. But in terms of when the outreach, they have like sanctuary for women, of the Justice Center, amazing. Like 5 or 8, 10 stars. You go to other states or other places, these women are suffering. These women probably want to kill themselves. Do you understand? Because they'll go to an office and they'll be like, what do you want? Give them a dirty look. Oh no. You go to the Family Justice Center, you go to Sanctuary, they're like, do you need water? Are you okay? Do you need a tissue? Do you need a sweater? Yeah. There's donations and donations. There's sweaters. So this is what I'm talking about of donations. It doesn't have to be money. It could be sweaters. It could be little toiletries and bags that when these women get to the shelter, they have, their sanitary napkins, wipes, their little shampoo. These women maybe are coming